Thanks, Jonathan. Yes, Sunday afternoon football from the Premier League in Newcastle upon Tyne turned cold, Chris, late in the afternoon. There's a definite chill in the air.
It is definitely chill in the air, yeah. But hopefully this game will warm up.
Let's hope so. Well, last night we had such an enjoyable game between the Premier League champions of 2017 and the Premier League champions of 2018. This afternoon for you, we have the winners of the Championship in 2017 against the winners of the Championship in 2018. Wolverhampton Wanderers and Newcastle United, both currently in the bottom half of the table, and Wolves coming here. I think this is an interesting part of it today. Wolves coming here just a few days after winning against Chelsea, and how much will that have taken out of them for this match?
Well, they needed that win as well. They won a dreadful run, weren't they? And they showed a lot of courage, and they really come out. And I'd like to see Wolves play a little bit more on the front foot. They've got the pace, they've got energy, but they seem to prefer the counter-attack style, which they did brilliant in the Championship with. But we know they're in the top league, which is a lot harder now. But I think we're going to see a game here, John, now where both teams are going to play and both set up for the counter-attack.
Let's hope so. It's got a fine history between these two grand clubs of English football. They first played each other, in 1898, and a few examples of that. In March 1902, Edward Pheasant scored a hat-trick from centre half for Wolves against Newcastle. In 1908, they played each other in the FA Cup final at Crystal Palace. Wolves won 3-1, and one of Wolves' scorers that day, Billy Harrison, his wife gave birth to triplets on the same day. So here we are for the 2018 version of Newcastle against Wolves. Let me run you through the sides in full. Newcastle with Dubravka in goal, Clark, Lascelles and Fernandez the central defenders, Yedlin, Diame, Key and Ritchie the four, and then the three, Atsu, Perez and Rondon, Newcastle's 4-goal top scorer this season. As Mike Dean blows the whistle, Newcastle get us underway, and the Wolves side, they are in all gold. Rui Patricio, their goalkeeper, Bennett, Cody and Willy Bolly, the back three, Doherty, Neves, Saiz and Vinagre, and then their front line, Traore, Helder Costa and Diego Jota, who scored the winner against Chelsea on Wednesday night. Here come Newcastle with Yedlin down the right hand side, swings the crossover, and it's headed away on the edge of on the corner of the 6-yard box for Wolves. Diame though has got it back. Oh, a lovely change of feet, left footed ball into Rondon, chests it down and shoots, but straight at goalkeeper Rui Patricio, who's able to go down to his right but grab the ball.
What a great start by Newcastle, isn't it? Down the straight at Diame, great quick feet, one foot to the other, left to right, jiggles his way past Rondon, brilliant control, his chest in the box, under pressure, gets his shot off. Lucky enough for Wolves, and Patricio was straight at him.
Had he been able to find the bottom corner on either side, that would have been an excellent goal. Enjoyed your description there. Diame jiggling his way past the Wolves defence, but he did. So Newcastle against Wolves, live on BBC Radio 5 Live from St James's Park at this great stadium, just very close to the city centre of Newcastle. And the Wolves fans, as Jonathan Overend and Carl Henry back in the studio were saying, the Wolves fans are right away up in the top tier, but there must be a good 2,500-3,000 of them right at the top of the Sir John Hall stand, well, to our left.
It's -3 here and it's -1 up there.
-3?
No, I'm only joking.
Throw in that Bennett is going to take for Wolves. It's going to be a long throw as well. The number 5, Wolves number 5's backed up against the hoardings, and here it is, spears it in towards the near post, and it's headed down and away for Newcastle by the captain, Lascelles. Now here's Perez, he's one of the 3 men back in the Newcastle starting lineup for this one. He thought he'd won a throw in on the halfway line, but it's not given, so Wolves have possession back. Here's Vinagre playing as the left wing back. Johnny is out injured at the moment, and Newcastle with Lascelles playing it away from the back with Yedlin halfway inside their own half. Newcastle black and white striped shirts, black shorts, white socks, and as I say, Wolves in the all old gold. I hope that kit next season is going to be more old gold than this season's is. It's more orange, black numbers, black trim, and a throw-in down the left that Vinagre takes up towards Traore, who's come into the starting lineup for this game. That's the surprise for those who haven't heard. Jimenez and Moutinho who've been real staples for Wolves this season, are only on the bench today. Long ball fired down the right hand side for Wolves, but it bounces out of play. It's 0-0. Didn't expect those two not to be involved.
No, they've just come into good form as well. Martinez's always been a good play, good on the ball as he links the play very, very well. And Newcastle have started this game very quick, which I'm surprised. They normally sit, they're a little bit cautious normally, but they've come out the blocks very quick. Maybe because they think Wolves are lacking a little bit of confidence, even though they beat Chelsea midweek.
Yeah, Wolves who beat Chelsea, Newcastle in midweek, drew at Everton at Goodison Park. So Newcastle have won 10 points from the last 15 available. They needed it though. They've won only 3 matches all season, and they have been in the last 5 games for Newcastle. Throw in for Wolves this time on the far side in front of the east stand.
Another long throw. The manager's just signalled there, look, long throw, get up, get up front, and here it comes again.
Here he is, Nuno Espirito Santo, the Wolves coach, all in black apart from his orange and blue trainers, black gloves on. He's made it clear he wants that long throw fired in again. He senses that Newcastle obviously have a vulnerability here. So here is the long throw for Wolves into the penalty area. It's headed down and then cleared away by Perez on the edge of the box. Neves heads it back out towards the right hand side, where Bennett actually made as if to cross it but rolled it down the line, and then eventually the ball is worked back out of play via a deflection off Atsu for a throw-in again for Wolves. But this is level with the edge of the penalty area, so they're in business here with the long throw. It's a good position for it.
It is a good position, but I'm just surprised, John, nobody attacks the ball for it in a Wolves shirt.
Here it is, the long throw from Bennett, and it's headed away easily on the edge of the penalty area by Key, and then volleyed away downfield by Perez. Perez is after the ball that Vinagre, under pressure, could do nothing else other than pass it straight out of play. Newcastle 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, the only Premier League game of today. We've got another one for you though tomorrow night, the latest of our 144 live Premier League commentaries on 5 Live this season, and that is tomorrow night when Everton play Watford. So 5 Live tomorrow night for commentary on Everton Watford. Here is Newcastle with Lascelles at the back, plays it across, and Fernandez now rolls it up towards Key. Newcastle just keeping possession for the time being inside their own half.
Wolves like to be very compact. I'm surprised Jory started up front. We know he's got unbelievable pace, probably one of the quick, if not the quickest player in the league, but I prefer him coming from a bit deeper on the wing. I do. I think when he's got his back to goal, he's not as effective. I
was like you. I expected him to be coming in off the right, but instead it's Jota on the left hand side, Traore in the middle, and Helder Costa over on the right hand side. Here's Willy Bolly, who scored last time you and I watched Wolves together against Manchester City. Oh, Traore, brilliant. He goes past Fernandez. Traore into the penalty area. And then there was just a little touch from Yedlin that took it away from him inside the box. But Newcastle were grateful to bundle it behind. Clark came across for a corner to Wolves.
That's what he's good at, Traore. Once he gets faced up to anybody, he's got the pace. He overran it a little bit. He didn't really ever have the ball in control. Yedlin was allowed to get back, and it's a corner.
Yeah, Wolves record signing this summer from Middlesbrough down the A19 from here, £18 million. Seems to be a bit of talk going around that Newcastle might break their transfer record in January. We'll see. It stood for an awfully long time. Corner then from the left, Helder Costa swings it into the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away for Newcastle. It bounces down. Rondon was involved as well, and in the end it was whacked away by Lascelles. Wolves come again though on the far side with Doherty. Doherty now into the full-back position, crossing via a deflection. The ball loops up and Dubravka makes the catch, but the assistant on the far side has flagged, and it had already dropped behind for a corner.
Yep, good spell by Wolves. Newcastle started very brightly, but Wolves now took control in the pace of the game. Another set piece. They've had a lot so far, 3 long throws, and this is their second corner.
They've started well, Wolves, now with 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes on the clock, and the corner to be taken from the far side. Traore is going to come short, but I think it will be delivered. Yes, it will. Here it is, left-footed, the corner to the edge of the 6-yard box. Bolly was after it, but Newcastle, in fact the whistle's gone, I think, for a shove by Bolly as he came in for the challenge, and it's a free kick to Newcastle inside their own penalty area. Chris Waddle.
Bolly just got there a little bit too late, didn't he? But every ball they threw into the box or crossed it into the box from the set piece, Newcastle's won every header.
Well, Newcastle have been susceptible from set pieces. They've conceded more goals than any other team in the Premier League this season from set pieces. 10 of them. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Wolves returned to form in midweek with that win against Chelsea. Before that, they were on a 6-match run without a win, and they had lost 5 of them. Vinagre heads the ball back over the halfway line. Lascelles, who's playing as the right-sided of the 3 central defenders for Newcastle, the captain, up towards Rondon, who had that early chance for Newcastle. It's been nothing for them since. Key puts in a foot just ahead of Traore, then it's overrun, and there's a handball by Neves. Knew exactly what he was doing against Yedlin, and it's a free kick to Newcastle.
It could easily be a yellow card for Neves. Easily. Silly thing to do. He tried to nick the ball and clear handball.
Key to Perez. Perez under pressure from Bolly, but Newcastle have got it back. Diame tries a shot from 25 yards plus, but it was blocked immediately by the Wolves man in front of him. So Perez plays it out to Clark on the left hand side. Now here's Ritchie, not seen him really, making his 100th appearance in all competitions for Newcastle, playing at left wing back today, having been suspended for Goodison in midweek. Back to Fernandez, and now Lascelles is going to go all the way back to goalkeeper Martin Dubravka, who made, I don't know whether you saw it in midweek, an exceptional save to help rescue the point for Newcastle at Goodison. Dubravka.
He's been excellent since he came. I know he had a year loan, didn't he? But it's signed permanent, and since then he's been top draw.
He's been very good value for something around £4 million. Newcastle.
I was reading an article that Juventus are watching him.
Dubravka, are they?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, black and white stripes to black and white stripes, yeah. Perhaps. Newcastle with Fernandez, who's going for a long high ball through the middle to Rondon, who chests it down, back to Perez on the edge of the area after a little touch away from Bennett, but he couldn't get the shot in. So here's Atsu. Newcastle have got it again, and welcome to everyone listening on the BBC's World Service as Atsu crosses for Newcastle from the left, and it's headed away by the Wolves captain Cody inside the penalty area. Newcastle coming again. The score's 0-0. Atsu drops his shoulder, then gives it to the left hand side. Here's the cross, but it's over the top of Perez and headed away on the edge of the box by Jota, who was back in there. Then it's fired forward by Yedlin. Ball nodded back infield, but only to Wolves, and then Saiz is nudged over by Atsu, and it's a free kick to Wolves halfway inside their own half. 0-0.
Oh, it's quite an open game. I didn't picture this coming to the ground. I've got to think I was really seeing 2 teams who will get behind the ball and frustrate each other and try and wait for that 1 or 2 opportunities, but it's been a great tempo so far.
Incidentally, it's been 13 years since Newcastle last broke their transfer record when they signed one Michael Owen. Here's Perez, back to Key, the Korean, in midfield. Atsu turns, gives it out to Ritchie, and then it comes back into central defence again. Nuno Espirito Santo standing with his arms crossed. We saw Rafa Benitez, indeed. Here he comes now, appearing from underneath the Perspex roof, which is only 10 yards in front of us, our very low commentary position here at St James's Park in the Milburn stand. 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC, watching Newcastle coming forward with Clark, who plays it to Ritchie over on the far side in the white boots, then Atsu, who's playing mainly on the left hand side, and Newcastle again patient, having to go back into their own half. This time forward from Fernandez through the middle, but Perez is beaten to it by Saiz, and now Wolves carrying it forward with Jota, and the challenge from Fernandez on Traore was a little heavy for Mike Dean's liking, and it's a free kick to Wolves in a good position near the left corner of the box as Wolves play.
It is Traore showing his pace again, and Fernandez thought, I'm not going to run him, so he's a little bit late and he's given away a free kick in a great position. He could catch the keeper out here now post if Neves has got the ability to do that, or it's a good angle to put it in between the 6-yard box.
Yep, the talented young number 8 for Wolves, just 21 years old. He briefly was Wolves' record signing when they eventually got him. Player of the year last season, Ruben Neves. Just steps away to his left, 4-5 strides, stands with 1 foot in front of the other, playing the ball in from the angle. Here is Neville. He's going for goal, but Dubravka is able to move across easily to his right and scoop it up. Just didn't get the whip.
Didn't get enough pace on it, Johnny. No. The idea was right, and there was a gap. It was worth having a goal, but didn't connect with it properly.
Yep. It was spotted by Chris Waddle, and Neves fancied it as well. Newcastle coming forward. 0-0, 5 Live. Here's Atsu. Atsu's left-footed ball in towards Rondon, who got it well. Glancing header. Strangely, he was being challenged by little Vinagre, the left wing back. He towered above him, And as he glanced it, he's obviously touched it into Vinagre, and it's behind for a Newcastle corner.
Yeah, Vinagre just did enough to put Rondon off from getting the clear header, but they've got a corner out of it, which is jogging across.
Rondon looks a different man from the last time I saw him. Brilliant the way that he took the ball down in the opening stages of the game and shot at the goalkeeper. He has scored 3 goals in his last 4 appearances. And here is the Newcastle corner. Ritchie takes it short to Key. Then it comes back to Yedlin, puts his foot on it. Now crosses it into the penalty area. It's headed back across goal. A stretching header away. Oh, and then it's wasted by Atsu. He snatched at it. He was being closed down, and he's volleyed it 15 yards wide into the first few tiers, into the first few rows of the Gallagher end.
Yeah, it was a well-worked corner though. Short out to the box. Yedlin, no pressure. Stands it up at the far post. Comes back across the box and comes out at 2, as you say, high and wide.
Yep. Newcastle 0, Wolves 0. Earlier we heard Ruddy Forsyth tell us about Dundee 1, Rangers 1. That was the final score in the Premiership. So Celtic stay top, and Dundee are now off the bottom after what's been a very good week for them. And on 5 Live Sports Extra right now, our mass coverage this weekend of the Rugby Union Champions Cup continues with commentary on Racing 92 against Leicester. That is on 5 Live Sports Extra on your digital radio, or indeed via your smart speaker or your BBC Sounds app. Here's Ritchie playing the ball to Atsu, back to Ritchie, then infield towards Key. Shirt outside his black shorts, tall. The Korean plays it forward, but he's got too much on that, and it floats away beyond the run, which was actually from Yedlin, but through for a goal kick. 0-0.
I think there's a lot of movement in the teams. I think up to the final third, that's where it's all about, isn't it? And you can see why these teams are, definitely Newcastle and Lakers, haven't scored enough goals, because that final third, you need that cutting edge. And up to the final third, both teams are very good.
Here is Wolves coming forward, and then a little trip on Jota as he was taking it over the halfway line, and it's a free kick. Simple, nothing more than that. And Mike Dean just says that he's going to have a word with Lascelles, who committed the foul, but I think it'll just be a warning, no more than that. So the pink-shirted Mike Dean makes that clear and tells Neves just to hold it a sec until he's happy, and then Neves plays it back into his own half to Bolly, who scored that goal with his arm, remember, Chris, as we later discovered, against Manchester City. That was the only game this season in the Premier League until yesterday in which Manchester City had been behind in a match. They ended up drawing 1-1. That was a great performance from Wolves that day. I think it gave them great heart for the season, and even though they've been on this little run, the way that Wolves started the season has given them a platform. They've got 19 points coming into this game. Newcastle, Clark under pressure from Traore, couldn't get it away. Wolves coming again. The ball in centre field. Saiss heads it out to the right hand side. Now it's being carried forward by Doherty, the right wing back. And Costa turns on the far side. Ritchie goes with him. Costa turns back onto his left foot, gives it to Doherty. Now to Costa again in the yellow boots. Begins to drift infield. A left-footed clip into the penalty area that's taken down by Jota and buried. 1-0 Wolves. That was a delightful ball in from Costa, and Jota just peeled away from the Newcastle defence, took it down, and in the 6-yard box popped it past Dubravka, and it's Newcastle 0, Wolves 1.
What a great goal. John, you just summed it. The ball from Costa is absolutely magnificent. I've got to say why Yedlin has stepped up and left him. Obviously, there's a mix-up between the centre-half, Lascelles and Yedlin. But Yedlin, if you watch the action at the beginning, Yedlin's next to him all the time. To say soon out and leave him. I don't know why, but it's a cool finish. Nice chest, nice volley, good finish. But what a ball across from Costa.
And what a week for Jota, scoring the winner against Chelsea on Wednesday night, and now here at St James's Park, just looking at it again, onside. He lost his man, but a tidy finish, chest down and finish.
Yeah, lovely ball. Yeah, really kept his head, and the goal is unlucky, to be fair. It's hit straight at him, but it's gone through off his side of him and into the net. But cool finish.
But he was only 5 yards out. And it is Newcastle 0, Wolves 1, and Newcastle under pressure at home again here. Traore was fouled by Key, but referee Dean plays advantage, and here's the dangerous Traore playing the ball in with the outside of his right boot from the left, but it's headed away as Clark comes across, out of play for a throw into Wolves, who will have another long throw here from this sort of range, halfway inside the Newcastle half. 17 minutes played, 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. It's just about dark now on Tyneside. The floodlights shining down, and the grey bearded, thinning on top, Wolves coach Nuno Espirito Santo just again sends the instructions out for this long throw. He's got exactly who he wants. Forward from the back, Bolly and Bennett will take the throw now. Bennett in towards Bolly, who was sandwiched between two Newcastle men, and they did the job on him, and it drifted over his head and behind for a goal kick. But Wolves 1-0 up, Chris Waddle.
Yep, and it's been a quite even game, I've got to say. I wouldn't say Wolves are on top, but I keep saying about the final third, that little bit of quality, and Helder Costa for me had that little bit of quality, which has made a difference so far. Newcastle, well organised, playing some good football, but final third need to improve.
So Jota, the goal scorer, turned 22 this week as well as his goals against Chelsea and Newcastle. 18 goal top scorer last season, remember, in the Championship when Wolves won it, and won it well, and that is his second goal in the top flight. And it's looking like a shrewd decision now to leave Jimenez on the substitutes bench. Maybe we'll see him later. Moutinho as well. Ball into the centre circle for Wolves, but it bounces off Diame, and now Traore with his pace will take it on. Still going Traore to the edge of the penalty area, delivers it to goal scorer Jota. Jota across to the back post with Costa arriving, and an important challenge coming in on Clark, and actually Dubravka's done well racing across the penalty area to get to the ball ahead of Traore and gives it out quickly.
That was an ideal scenario for Wolves counter-attack. Newcastle mix up in the middle of the park in the centre circle. Wolves break, and within seconds the ball fizzing across the box.
This is dangerous for Newcastle now, who have lost only one of their last 6 matches in all competitions, but that was the last home match here when they were beaten 3-0 against West Ham, and they're 1-0 down here in the early stages. Yedlin wins a throw in, took a deflection, a Wolves deflection, so it's a throw into Newcastle down the right flank. Rafa Benitez has problems to ponder here. Yedlin takes the throw back up the line to Lascelles. Lascelles halfway inside the Wolves territory. Key plays it across. Clark now takes touch with his left foot. Clark's cross though is immediately charged down by Costa, and as the ball bounces back to Bennett, his ball to the halfway line, headed infield by Costa, but that just gives possession back to Newcastle. Newcastle playing from left to right in the first half, so this is not the way they like it. They prefer to attack the Gallagate end in the second half. But here they are now, moving towards it. To our right, that's where the City is, and the Strawberry Pub on the corner, not far away from St James's Park. Here's Fernandez with the peach-coloured boots, like Harry Winks. Lascelles back to Fernandez, and the Argentine looks up, right-footed ball high to the edge of the area. Atsu beaten in the air, it bounces out to Ritchie, puts his foot on it. It's worked for him, even though I'm not sure he meant entirely to do that. Ball played to Rondon, and then a trip as it was being taken on by Perez, and it's a free kick to Newcastle, left of centre, between 20 and 25 yards out.
Well, they've not panicked, Newcastle, since they went one down, and they've been playing the football. They've kept going, and it's definitely a free kick. It's a late challenge on the edge of the box, and it's a good position.
I think Rondon likes this, Chris. He's got the ball, his white socks about 3/4 of the way up his calves, and he very much took charge of this, got the ball, has placed it down, and Salomon Rondon, the Venezuelan international, is preparing to take it, right-footed from left of centre. He has the angle there. Goalkeeper Rui Patricio waits on his line, taps his gloves together. Rondon, tall and shaven-headed, up to the ball and over the wall, and it hits the crossbar, bounces down, and it is not given as a goal. Just waiting to see if there was going to be a signal. Terrific free kick. Here's Rondon playing it in again. It's glanced in! There is the equaliser. And little Perez was there on the edge of the 6-yard box to get his head to it. And seconds after the free kick from Rondon rattled the crossbar and bounced down and out, Rondon then provides the goal for the head of Perez, and it's Newcastle 1, Wolves 1 midway through the first half.
What a goal. Rondon's free kick deserved to go in. That was quality, that. The pace he got on it. You know, I thought it had gone in. Obviously it didn't. It comes away. They didn't switch off. Wolves did. Rondon gets time, and it's a wonderful cross in. Perez gets a cross in the near post, where there's always goals. If you get across that front man, there's always goals at that near post. And it's just a little glance and header. Patricio, absolutely no chance. 1-1.
The shock there was that it was Rondon in that position, having taken the free kick, to whip in. Terrific ball, really. And he was a little bit further out, actually. He was probably 8-9 yards out, Perez, when he got his head to it.
But the pace on the cross, you just got to touch it, John. Just got to touch it. Let it just come off your head. There's enough pace on it to take it past the keeper. Under the side of the bar, just under the bar. Goalkeeper, no chance.
And Perez scoring for the second time this season, both of them in the Premier League. Scored the winner against Watford here last month, when Newcastle recorded one of their rare wins here at St James's Park this season. They needed that, Newcastle, because there are plenty of demons about what's happened here at St James's Park this season. They've lost 6 of their 8 Premier League matches here on their home ground, where normally they're so formidable. So it's back at 1-1, and here is Newcastle goal scorer Perez playing it to the left hand side. Atsu is there, black and white shirts arriving in the penalty area. Atsu plays it back to Perez. Perez, a change of feet from him, then into the penalty area, still going, stabs it back to Atsu, then it's worked across towards the back post, and Vinagre wasn't sure about Yedlin and just swept it behind for a corner.
Well, I've given Newcastle a lot of credit here. They've really come back into the game, good tempo about them, and not felt sorry for themselves at all. And they're all over Wolves at the minute. Wolves look very, very nervous.
Corner then for Newcastle from the right. Wolves' lead lasted for approximately 6 minutes. Key walks across, marches across with intent. Ritchie has gone there as well. Key places the ball where he wants it in the quadrant. Newcastle with 3-4 players near the penalty spot. Rondon an obvious target, but the men are there from the back, and it's gone deep towards the far post. Headed away by Saiz, helped back in by Lascelles, but caught easily by Rui Patricio this time.
It's got the crowd going, good atmosphere in the stadium now for Newcastle, and they're all over Wolves at the minute. Wolves just can't settle, they can't get on the ball. They're just so nervous get it. Now it's the first time I've seen them on the ball for a long time in this game.
Did you see a replay of how close the free kick was?
I thought it was a goal.
So it must have bounced on the goal line then.
I just thought, I was waiting for him to point to the centre.
Yeah. 1-1 the score. Chris Waddle with us, 62 caps for England. You were at a reunion, weren't you, last night, of former Newcastle players?
Yep. I was the youngest one there, believe it or not.
But they are, or many of them, are here today watching the game, those old Newcastle players, people like Alan Foggen, you were telling me. Here is Diame, plays it to Atsu, nice turn from Rondon, low shot, but Rui Patricio is able to go down to his right and clutch the bouncing ball.
They can't handle Rondon. Cody, who was a midfield player, converted to a centre half. Bully's not got near him. Bennett doesn't want to go in and say in. Rondon's basically leading up the line very, very well. Like, physically, he's too strong for him.
As I say, he looks full of confidence. Newcastle's number 9 this season, the red number 9 on the back of the black and white striped shirt. Although he is still a West Brom player, he is on loan at Newcastle for this season. Salomon Rondon getting an assist for that Newcastle equalising the Jota goal. 2 good goals actually, Chris.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. 2 great crosses.
Newcastle 1, Wolves 1, BBC 5 Live and the World Service as well, wherever you're listening to us around the globe. As Lascelles plays it back to Dubravka, and now out it comes to Key, who just steers it out to Clark on the left hand side. No Fabian Schär for Newcastle. He's suspended today after accumulating 5 yellow cards. There's only one player out there who is 1 yellow away from a suspension for the same reason, and that is the Wolves goal scorer Jota. Here is Key, turns and plays the ball to Clark again, and Clark, the tall Republic of Ireland international, carries it over the halfway line, gives it to the busy little Atsu, and then back to Perez. Key tries to pick out a high pass cross field, which he has picked out to Yedlin, who very nearly miscontrolled it out of play. Vinagre was all over him, but Yedlin was able to recover and give it back to Fernandez. Fernandez rolls it forward towards Rondon. They like the early ball, don't they, to Rondon, whether it's aerially or along the ground. This time
a lot of joy, John, so keep hitting them.
Yep. And this time Bolly was able to clear it away. Perez wanted a free kick. I wasn't sure. Mike Dean wasn't sure either. Fernandez now passes it to Perez. That's a nice touch from Perez. Lays it down the line for Yedlin. Vinagre had to get that right. I think he did get the ball. Newcastle's fans are screaming for a free kick, but it's play on, says Mike Dean, and then Key loses the ball in a key area halfway inside his own half, but Wolves are going to be offering a counter-attack with Traore, who couldn't find the pass to either Jota or Costa, and now Newcastle will counter the counter. Diame to Atsu. Back he goes though into his own half towards Ritchie. Ritchie able to take the ball on 10 or 15 yards. Rondon in a deep position has lost possession, and then it's run out of play on the far side for a throw-in.
I'm going to think Santo, the manager, will not be happy with this. First 10 minutes you look bright, they moved the ball well and scored, but since then Newcastle have dominated this game, being a far better team, and he'd be disappointed the way Wolves are playing.
They have in common, and it's one of those moments where we see the two of them there just a few yards apart, Rafa Benitez and Nuno Espirito Santo, both former managers of, as Diame is bundled over by Willy Bolly, and it's a free kick in a good position here on the right hand side. Both former managers of Valencia. He had a season, Nuno Espirito Santo, in that period where Valencia were changing managers on a very regular basis. Here's Ritchie on the right hand side. Won the Spanish League, Rafa Benitez, remember, with Valencia, which is no mean feat early in his career. Still says he's a young manager though, when he was talking to Gary Richardson on Sportsweek this morning. Free kick for Newcastle. Score is 1-1. Ritchie, but it's Key who plays it away, so it bends away towards the far post where it's headed goalwards by Fernandez, but straight at Rui Patricio, who's able to catch it.
Well, it's something to keep working on, because they're dominating both boxes, Newcastle. Every time Wolves have put one in the box, they've cleared it, headed it, and the goal came from it. And Rondon, they just can't get near Rondon. Too physical for them.
1-1 the score. Half an hour played. 5 Live and the World Service on 5 Live tonight. Chris Sutton and Alistair Bruce Ball are back together for 6:06. I'll let you know in the second half when the lines are open, but you can get in touch on social media, either at 5 Live Sport or at BBC 606, with your thoughts on this or whatever. And there will be a new 5 Live Football Daily in the morning with all of the reflections and reaction to this game, the weekend's football. You can get that from the BBC Sounds app, which of course you can download for free for all of your BBC radio, music and podcasts. Ball back with Dubravka, who passes it out from the back to Lascelles, and Lascelles moves away to the right and then hits a right-footed ball over the halfway line to Perez, who's beaten in the air by Saiz, but then the ball that's played forward by Key gives possession back to Wolves. Rui Patricio, whose transfer fee has now been sorted out, by the way, £16 million it was decided in the end. The goalkeeper Atsu playing it into Rondon at the near post, but it was an awkward height. He jumped for it and it arrived in his midriff, and he rather awkwardly blocked it straight behind for a goal kick.
Newcastle, tremendous energy, moving the ball very well, and you look at Wolves' shape, and Newcastle basically have 3 against their 2 in midfield on many occasions, and that's why Key's getting on the ball so easy. There's nobody picks him up. He's playing a little bit deeper, and he's running the game.
Because actually Atsu's in there as well, isn't he? Yep. For the most part for Newcastle in the midfield. Dubravka with the ball at his feet to our left, just passes it out to Lascelles. I imagined that Atsu would be playing a little bit further forward, but
he's playing sort of left. Diame's playing sort of right as a 3 in midfield. Key's playing the deepest, but he gets on the ball all the time. He's available. There's no Traore's trying to track him back at times, but there's so many times Key just gets on the ball, no pressure.
It's a sort of 3-1-4-1, isn't it? Yeah. Ball is fired out of play on the far side. It's quite an unusual formation, actually, that Newcastle are playing. Perez is quite fluid, isn't he?
Yep.
mainly behind Rondon. It's out of play for a throw into Wolves on the far side.
So at times you've got 4 midfield players, Newcastle against 2.
And well, you haven't got Moutinho in there, who's so good on the ball, as the Wolves throw-in is taken, and Doherty, well, I think it's going to be a yellow card, and he is. He actually bundled over Atsu. It was a poor throw in the first place, and then Atsu was at him, and he fouled him, and that's the first yellow card of the match for the Wolves number 2, the right wing back, Matt Doherty. And it's a good position for Newcastle, as Chris Waddle's mentioned already. Wolves have struggled a little at the set pieces against Rondon and Fernandez and Lascelles and Clark as well, who's the furthest player from where this free kick is going to be taken. Clark right at the back post. It's drilled in by Key. He's overhit that by a distance. Tried to swing it into the back post, and it was at least 10 yards above the heads of anyone. Goal kick.
Well, what a waste, because as I say, every ball they've put in there that caused problems. He just needs to put it in the air. He doesn't have to put as much pace on it. Newcastle very strong in the air.
5 Live and the World Service. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1 after Jota gave Wolves the lead. Jose Perez equalised for Newcastle, and we've got just over 10 minutes to go to half time. The other thing, must say today, if you're going to be listening to us on Tuesday night, such a busy night, you and I, Chris, are going to be at Anfield for what should be a really good night of Champions League football. Liverpool playing Napoli. Liverpool have to win the game. Tottenham go to Barcelona, and Tottenham will very probably have to win there as well. So that is the football, but it's also the Commons vote that night, the Brexit vote, as Atsu is putting pressure on Bennett and fouling him. Or is it a goal kick? It is given as a goal kick. So obviously on 5 Live we'll be covering the Commons vote. So if you want the football on Tuesday night, it's 5 Live Sports Extra, so you'll need your device fired up for that, or your digital radio, and most likely all evening the events in the Commons will be here on 5 Live with the football latest as well, so you can take your pick from either the live news or the live sport on 5 Live or Sports Extra on Tuesday night. Rondon chesting the ball back to Perez. Perez holding off Saiz and then turning away back towards the halfway line. Gives it in field, but Atsu wasn't expecting it. And as a result, but Atsu's done well to win it back from Neves. He had black and white shirts all round him, Neves there on the halfway line. And here comes Perez again to Ritchie, whose cross is blocked by Doherty. Doesn't bounce out of play actually. Costa almost was able to flick it over Clark, and has got the decision for the throw-in. Must have flicked it onto Clark and out of play for a throw-in to Wolves, 10 yards inside their half.
I think the biggest problem, I know they're getting outdone in midfield, Wolves, but the back three for Wolves today, playing very deep, never get tight, never. Sometimes Rondon's on his own, one can gamble in front, there's 3 sometimes marking 1, so they can gamble sometimes and think, can I get the ball in front of Rondon before it gets to him? They're not, they just drop off him. They realise that they're not going to beat him physically, so Rondon basically, every time the ball comes forward, gets a hold of it. Very easy to bring Newcastle on attack.
Into the last 10 minutes of the first half, 1-1 the score. Throw-in, a second consecutive throw-in for Wolves. That is taken by Doherty. It's a stretching touch from Saiz to Neves. Now Bully has joined in inside the Newcastle half. Goes infield though to the little bearded Neves. Now once again Bennett on the far side. A flick forward. Traore will do well to get there. He's challenged by Perez. Ball into the penalty area. Doherty takes it on, but the covering challenge comes in to deflect it behind for a corner, and a good challenge it was as well.
Well, we've not saw Wolves on the attack for the last 10 minutes, have we? And this time they've moved the ball a lot quicker, and it had to be well timed. It's a corner.
Helder Costa is going to take this. The former Benfica man. He was another one who was, for a time, Wolves' record signing. Set up the opening goal here today. Costa just rolling the ball with his right hand into the quadrant, and will deliver this left-footed. Traore makes a run to the near post, but here's the delivery into the 6-yard box. Bennett with a header, but he got underneath it and headed it high over the top under pressure for a goal kick.
Yeah, simple corner, just a bit of pace on it, and Bennett gets up. The first header they've won, and over the bar it goes.
So 1-1 the score. Lots and lots of talk about this potential takeover and whether it happens, and lots of sceptics as well. We heard from some of them Our colleague Gary Flintoff spoke to a number of Newcastle supporters, and I think the general tenor seems to be, I'll believe it when I see it. The ball headed out of play by Neves for a throw-in just down in front of us here. Yedlin going to take it, black gloves on. These coolish but dry conditions that we have here on Tyneside this afternoon. Wolves in possession with Jota, who plays it actually back into his own half, and now here's Saiss. Wolves work it all the way back to Conor Cody, the impressive Conor Cody, both on and off the field. Willy Bolly, Neves under pressure, Cody. Rondon is putting pressure on Rui Patricio, and that pressure has led to the error. He just passed it straight out of play into the advertising hoardings on the far side.
Well, he gets the crowd going as well up there, showing his appreciation for his leg work there, closing people down. You know, I've got to say, Newcastle, for all it's 1-1, Newcastle for me have been the better side.
Yeah, after the opening, 10-15 minutes? From the moment, actually, that Wolves took the lead, Newcastle have taken over. 1-1. Lascelles forward, Vinagre rather awkwardly away, but he has found Traore with his bleach blonde streak over the top of his head. Traore goes back into his own half though. Bolly, the left-sided central defender, bringing it over the halfway line. Perez closes him down, bounces off Traore. Now Helder Costa back to Traore, who will roll a pass out towards the right-hand side, and Saiss will allow it to run and then pull it back on his left foot for Neves. Neves then back to the far side, but it's all come to a stop for Wolves, and they go back into their own half again, and will start once more with the captain Cody, tall and short-haired, gives it to his left to Bolly, who will go back to Conor Cody, who started out at Liverpool, I remember watching him on loan at Sheffield United. Cody sends the ball towards the edge of the penalty area, bounces off Fernandez. Ritchie has to tidy up, and then Clark chips it away out towards the far side, where Atsu will do well to keep it in. Does keep it in, hooks it forward to Rondon, but Wolves are back in possession again. And now here's Bolly, and he's got some space in front of him. Vinagre wants it down the left-hand side. Pass from Bolly to Vinagre, and then Helder Costa comes across, but so does Lascelles as well, and the Newcastle captain puts in the challenge to bounce it out of play. 1-1 is the score. If you've just joined us on 5 Live in the World Service, Vinagre, with his head shaved at the back and on the sides, takes the throw down towards the dead ball line. Costa, challenged by Diame, who's got his white socks pulled right up over his knees, Diame, and blocks the ball out of play for a throw in to Wolves. A little further on than halfway inside the Newcastle half. It's not going to be the long throw this time. Vinagre will take that short. Traore makes a run, and Traore is the target, controls it. Diame though blocks it away. Rondon's in there as well. It's all a little scrappy this in the Newcastle right back area, and actually in the end it's out of play off Traore for a throw in to Newcastle, and it remains 1-1 in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
It's getting a little bit scrappy towards half time, isn't it? But Newcastle may have been the better side. Wolves have just had a little spell now where they've been in Newcastle half for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
We will hear at half time a reaction to our earlier featured match in the Champions Cup between Saracens and Cardiff, and as I say, the Racing Leicester game is on 5 Live Sports Extra now if you want commentary on that. 1-1, half time approaching. Left footed ball, long downfield, but too long downfield from Saiss, and through for a goal kick. Is it right that you're on Match of the Day tonight?
Pitch side.
Yeah, so watch out for Chris on Match of the Day, which will be recorded here at St James's Park with Ailey Barber. It's about 11 o'clock, yes, 11 o'clock. I hope
it's recorded, because I'm not still on that pitch night 11 o'clock, I tell you that.
No, not for the big television money. Here's Neves playing it forward, but he was caught there, and it is a free kick. Rondon's ended up on the ground. He's put his hand over his face as well. He's taken a knock. Neves is okay. Rondon's taking time to climb to his feet, which is exactly what he's doing. Rafa Benitez has a little moan about it as well, just down in front of us. Free kick is taken short. Doherty back to the halfway line, and Bennett goes all the way back to Cody again. It's just fizzling out towards half time at the moment. They've both had a good go. Wolves early, then Newcastle, and Cody in 2 minds about what to do with it. Turns to his left, but then goes to his right. Costa, poor pass inside, that was a little short from him, and Newcastle have possession back again, and it goes all the way back to their Slovakian goalkeeper Dubravka. Left, long clearance, right-footed to the halfway line. Perez beaten in the air, and now here is Jota, and Jota running at the Newcastle defence, goes away from Key, gives it to the left hand side to Vinagre. Vinagre takes a touch, then a left-footed cross in towards the near post is cleared away on the half volley by Fernandes. Neves' pass is short, Ritchie is able to slide and cut it out. Bully beats Rondon in the air, but Key picks up the loose ball for Newcastle. Ritchie thought about the long ball, but instead goes back into his own half. Just that, there's not that willingness now for the
nobody
adventure.
Wants to make a mistake. No. There's half time, it's coming up to half time, nobody wants to make a mistake, so at the minute it's no risk football.
And that's backed up by Lascelles going back to Dubravka. Long ball from him through the middle. Rondon wins the header. Here's Atsu drives it forward, comes off Bennett, and that has put Vinagre in a difficult-ish position, but he's able to volley it away with Yedlin arriving. And actually here's one for Jota to chase, and Jota wins it against Lascelles and then goes down. Well, I'm not sure how much there was in that. Lascelles looks at referee Dean, but it's been given as a free kick to Wolves with almost 44 minutes on the clock.
I'll give Jota credit there. He used his body well against Lascelles, who was towering over him, and Lascelles for me should have just played it out, but he's cost his team a free kick. He's in a dangerous position.
Neves is going to play it in. It's a little further out from the free kick that he had from this position earlier, so this is one he can't whip goalwards. It's too far out. So it's a right-footed delivery from Neves, and it bounces beyond the line of defenders, but just too much on it, and Dubravka was able just to scoop it up with both gloves.
It's not a bad delivery, that, you know. If somebody gets across again, attack the ball. Sometimes you don't even have to touch it.
So it remains 1-1. Fernandes waves his right arm with the ball at his feet, and then it's another high one for Rondon, who glances it on through the middle. Ritchie on the chase, but Rui Patricio was out quickly to gather the ball.
Very simple football, wasn't it? Fernandes at the back, it's Rondon, and you could see Ritchie running in behind. He must have shouted to flick it on.
Rui Patricio has the ball, this vastly experienced Portuguese goalkeeper, the goalkeeper when Portugal won Euro 2016 in France, gives it out, but Newcastle have won it back. Here's Perez, and Diame will try a shot that is deflected wide of the goal off Conor Cody. So it is a corner to Newcastle in what is almost added time at the end of the first half. Newcastle sensing here that they might actually sneak themselves in front before the break. Key picks up the ball near the hoardings, 1 minute of added time. Key gets a standing ovation for running into that corner of St James's Park, where the Gallagate end meets the East Stand. And now, in his orange boots, Key with the corner towards the back post, a stretching header from Clark, who can only head it up and high beyond the far post. Goal kick.
But a little bit too much pace. Key he really tries to whip it in with a lot of pace. He doesn't need to. He just needs a good delivery. Make sure the keeper can't get it, because Newcastle are very strong in the air.
Lots of movement in the stands now, the whistle about to go. Hundreds, possibly thousands of people suddenly are in all of the stairways in the Gallagate end behind Rui Patricio's goal. He passes the ball out to Bolly, and then Vinagre goes back towards Bolly, and Mike Dean's whistle is going to go any moment now, although Bolly has given it away. Key to Rondon, last seconds of the first half here at St James's Park. Rondon to Ritchie on the left hand side. Ritchie will swing it into the near post. Rondon very nearly got his head to it. Important header away by Cody, and there is the whistle. Very nearly from Newcastle just before the break.
It's been a good game. I thought it would be two very cautious teams. They both went for it. Wolves got a wonderful goal. Costa, fantastic cross. Good finish by Jota, and then after that Newcastle took control for me, and have deserved to lead, to get back level, and maybe deserved to be in the lead for me. Wolves got problems in midfield and obviously got problems handling Rondon.
Yeah, and after the win against Chelsea, it's going to be a big second half from Wolves. A big effort required, but of course Moutinho and Jimenez, amongst others, available to come off the bench. Young Morgan Gibbs-White as well. Quite like to see him in the second half if the opportunity comes. But at half-time, here on Tyneside, it's Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. Good timing, Jonathan, because the Newcastle players are just appearing from the tunnel. Wolves are already out there. They're not going to make a change. Same personnel, so I'll run you through their side. Wolves, Rui Patricio in goal. 3 central defenders, Bennett, Cody and Bolly. And then Doherty and Vinagre, the wing backs. Neves and Saiz in the middle. And then the front three of, in the first half, Traore through the middle, Helder Costa on the right, and Diego Jota mainly on the left. And Wolves have on the bench, amongst others, they have Jimenez, who is their top scorer this season with 4 goals, and João Moutinho, as well as young Morgan Gibbs-White. And Newcastle are going to make a change. Javier Manquillo is coming on for Chris. Is it going to be Yedlin? No,
it's not. It's Fernandez.
Yes,
Lascelles has gone to the middle. Yedlin's gone to the right side of a 3.
So Fernandez must have a problem.
I thought he was limping at the last 10 minutes of the first half.
So Manquillo has gone across to right wing back. Although that would mean Yedlin.
Yeah, he's playing right side of centre half.
Right side of centre half.
Yeah.
DeAndre Yedlin at 5'8". So second half underway. The score: Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. 5 Live and the World Service on this cold afternoon now here in the northeast of England. Free kick that is won by Atsu. I'll run you through the team, the Newcastle team as it is now in a moment or two, but let's see what happens with this free kick. In a good position, Chris Waddle.
Great position. Richie Key's on it. Key's been putting too much on the pace on the ball for me. Just get it in that space. Look at the high lane of Wolves. Just drop it in behind there.
Key to take this right-footed and in-swinger towards the far post. Bolly got up really well and headed it away, and then it was nodded further away on the edge of the box by Vinagre to Traore, but Atsu's able to head it forward. It's all a bit harum-scarum in the middle of the Wolves half, but Traore has done brilliantly there to take it away from Clark. And in typical Traore style, everything is done at 150 miles an hour, and eventually he lays the ball back to Doherty and then makes a sprint forward and loses out in the air.
Now we'll be walking for the next 5 minutes.
But he is quick. So the Newcastle team now, with Manquillo having come on, Dubravka in goal. The 3 central defenders are Yedlin, Lascelles and Clark. Manquillo and Ritchie, the wing backs. Key playing in that central area. Diame and Atsu also playing centrally, and then Perez floating behind Rondon. The goals been scored by Jota, who gave Wolves the lead. A nice takedown and finish from Costa's cross in the 17th minute. Perez equalised with a glancing header from Rondon's cross in the 23rd minute, and the score is 1-1. Here's Key to Clark, who rattles a pass forward to Perez, who does well actually with it ahead of Neves. Perez then receives it back and runs at the Wolves defence as Newcastle play from right to left towards the Leazes end. Gives it out to Ritchie, whose cross is blocked out of play next to the corner flag. But what is a throw?
Perez causing problems, and he's just dropping in little pockets where the midfield are overrun Wolves, and they just can't pick him up. They don't want to come out from the back.
Throw in taken to Atsu. Here's the fair head. Ritchie goes down the line to his left, then stumbles over as he plays it back to Clark. Then a little first time pass to Clark, who takes it on. Poor cross from the central defender. I think he might have caught the ground first.
There you said central defender.
Yes, and it just dribbled into the penalty area, and Bennett was able to clear it away. Here's Ritchie, low ball into the edge of the box. Perez took a touch, bounced away from Newcastle, and an overhead kick by Saiz up towards Traore. Ritchie then volleys the ball towards the edge of the area. Bolly has headed it straight away to Newcastle, to Key. What a scrappy period of play this is. And Newcastle actually get it back towards the halfway line and will start again. Here's Lascelles. He's now playing where Fernandez was, as Chris Waddle said, in the middle of the 3 Newcastle central defenders. Lascelles got it again. Long black sleeves underneath his black and white shirt. Long pass down the right hand side, which is deflected across, so Cody is able to take it down and clear it away from Manquillo's cross for Newcastle from the right. And the Newcastle substitute has done well, the Spaniard, and he's given it to Key now, who takes a little run forward, but he was well challenged by Vinagre. And now a pass through the middle to Traore to Chase, who went down as he and Lascelles came together shoulder to shoulder. He's protesting to referee Dean, but I'm not sure whether he had
he
a
went
case.
down a little bit easy, didn't he? But I've got to say, Lascelles knew if it's a race there was only going to be one winner, and he did cut his line off, but he did go down.
But he was within his rights to do that?
Yeah, well,
maybe not.
Maybe not. It's just the way he went down,
which counted against him. Ritchie clipping the ball over the top down the left hand side, but it was deflected out of play off Doherty's head. So it's a throw into Newcastle, level with the edge of the penalty area. Newcastle in 15th, Wolves a couple of places higher in 13th. I think what's interesting is that Newcastle have got a goal difference of, in inverted commas, only -8 as the ball is taken forward for Newcastle by Clark, who's chopped down by Traore, and it's a free kick to Newcastle from the left hand side. They slap hands together, but it's a free kick. Newcastle have already had one from this sort of area that Key very nearly got that delivery right last
time. Delivery. He took a little bit of pace off it and it caused a few problems, but it's a great angle though, John, for a left footer, this to bend it away around that corner along the 6-yard line. It's a great angle.
It's about 7 or 8 yards in from the left touchline. Wolves' line is held around about level with the penalty spot. Could be Ritchie, more likely to be Key. It is Key into the near post, a glancing header by Clark. It was blocked away by Wolves out towards the far side, and it's run out of play rather carelessly over there by Lascelles for a throw-in to Wolves, and a promising situation there rather wasted. And it remains Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. 5 Live for the Premier League, 5 Live Sports Extra for the Champions Cup Rugby Union. You can hear Racing 92 against Leicester, and the BBC's World Service listeners join us here at St James's Park, in the great St James's Park, this theatre of football so close to the centre of the city of Newcastle upon Tyne, where Wolves have been rather up against it since the start of the second half, but they're playing the ball away from the back to Bennett. Bennett, right-footed and long, that yellow Premier League ball onto the head of Yedlin, who comes across Jota and heads it away for Newcastle. Saiz wins the ball back with a header in centre field, and the Wolves players being roared on by their 3,000 or so supporters high up in the Sir John Hall stand to our left. Wolves playing away from them at the moment, and the ball towards Jota, who turns nicely and now makes a little run towards the edge of the penalty area, gives it out to Vinagre, whose cross into the penalty area is headed away, diving header away by Lascelles for a throw.
So easy there. Jota just picked it up, didn't he? They all backed off. He should actually have pulled the trigger. He rolled it wide. He should have shot.
It's a throw in. Vinagre waiting to take this next to the towering Gallagate end that stretches all the way up into the shadows on a dark night like this. Vinagre now pulls the pass all the way back to Neves now from the angle, a high ball, swinging it right out to the right hand side here, where Doherty heads it to Helder Costa shoved over by Clark. I think there was just enough in that for it to be a free kick for Wolves.
Yeah, I agree with it, definitely. Just that slight nudge as he moves the ball off to the left, slight contact, he goes down very easily. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves make a couple of changes soon. They've not offered a lot at all since the opening 10 minutes going forward. Traore's doing a job down the middle, but he's far more effective wide.
I mentioned the fact that Jimenez and Gibbs-White on the bench for Wolves. Kennedy is on the bench for Newcastle, as is Dummett, the two of them coming back from injury. But this is a free kick for Wolves now on the right hand side, not too far away from the corner flag. Two players on the edge of the 6-yard box for Wolves, and Costa is going to play it in actually high towards the back post, where Bolly, stretching under pressure, can only head it beyond the far post, and that was a waste.
That was a waste of a free kick, and too high, can't do a lot with that.
I'd be fairly confident, Chris. I mean, they've got 19 points, Wolves, that we'll see them in the Premier League for another season next season.
Yeah, I think, I watched them in the Championship a lot, and they were the best team in that league, and rightly so, they won it. But when you come to this league, you need that cutting edge, and I just worry about them. And they're not physical at all. They won't like a battle, and I think teams will sniff that out. Look, run down again. How do you just bring that ball down easy like that? I don't think Wolves like a physical battle, and I think teams will start working on that against them.
You think it suited them the other night to play Chelsea?
Yeah. I think they'll enjoy playing the Man Cities and the Chelseas of this world, but I think teams who are scrapping and fighting for points and are a bit physical with them, I don't think they enjoy it.
They've got Liverpool to play, and they've got 2 home matches coming up after this, Wolves in the Premier League. First Bournemouth on Saturday and then Liverpool on the Friday night, who they also play in the FA Cup next month. Here's Diame swinging the ball across. Richie will do well to reach that. He does pull it back, but it bounces for Rui Patricio to claim it. Yep, we're looking forward to bringing a commentary from the third round of the FA Cup with matches all over the place. Remarkable, I don't know whether you saw that on Friday, Chris. This year, in the third round of the FA Cup, there are only 10 matches kicking off at 3 o'clock on third round weekend because of the various televised matches. The ball being brought forward for Newcastle. Rondon with some space here, turns one way, but it's very quickly closed down by Saiz. Under clear orders there, Saiz did a job on Rondon, who didn't even get the shot in, and now Wolves come forward with Costa, gets the ball down on his chest, almost with his neck, but then the pass forward to Traore, slightly overhit from Costa, and Lascelles was able to win it back for Newcastle.
That's been Wolves today. You know, a team full of confidence start of the season, and there's a lot of players lost a lot of confidence. You can see it the way they're playing.
But that's what the Premier League does for you, or at least that's what a run of 5 defeats in 6 matches does for you. For Nuno Espirito Santo's team. He turns, magnificent beard that he has, wipes his nose with his black glove, and Newcastle with Clark now over the halfway line. Clark then turns and gives it back into his own half. I'll let you know when the lines are open, by the way, on 5 Live for 6:06. Alistair, Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton taking your calls. I'm sure many of you will want to have your say on everything surrounding Raheem Sterling at Stamford Bridge yesterday. But on a lighter note, we'll have the latest edition of Sutton Death as well in the latter part of the programme, which is not to be missed. Although Alistair Bruce Ball generally wishes that he could. Atsu holding the ball up against Doherty, and Newcastle winning a throw-in.
Full free kick. Newcastle total control. It's just final third. You know, this is the key in the leagues. You've got to have that bit of quality in the final third. But said, football-wise today, Newcastle better side.
Wolves are going to make a change. It's going to be a double change, Chris. Just trying to see who that is.
Jimenez and Gibbs.
Gibbs White is coming on. Is that Jimenez, the other one? It's a bit difficult. The top of the Newcastle dugout needs a wash. Yedlin is in trouble here, and Jota was past him and was tugged back on the edge of the area. It's a red card. Newcastle down to 10 men. Yedlin is sent off. The question there was whether there was going to be covering from the defender that was coming across for Newcastle, but Mike Dean has ruled that there was not, and he has denied a clear goal-scoring opportunity by tugging back the shirt of Jota, having been caught in possession, and Yedlin is sent off, and Newcastle are down to 10 men for over half an hour of this match.
Well, Yedlin, I've got to say, Yedlin's honest, quick. He struggles a little bit in possession, and I've got to say, and there again he was caught out. You know, 2 mains do a pass it early, bad first touch, gets himself into problems, and you've got to say he would definitely have got a shot off. Whether he scored or not, John, I'm not going to say yes or no, but he definitely would have a chance of getting a shot off there when we're seeing the replay. So he has pulled him down, and probably the laws of the rules of the game, fortunately, it's a red.
Lascelles was coming across.
He would have got a shot off though.
Yeah, he would. And actually, I think that's the right decision there.
It is.
Because he blatantly fouled him.
No, he did. He pulled him down, and listen, you're going to argue and say it wasn't, but he put himself in a terrible position. His first touch was very, very poor, and at this level of football, you can't do that. Right,
free kick then, in a good position. Neves is the only contender to take this, and we've already seen him from this position. He's almost had a trial run at this in the first half. This whip from an angle, and he's a picture of conversation. He's a picture of concentration now. Ruben Neves staring down at the ball for this free kick. Up he comes, strikes it into the wall. It's blocked away. Cheers from the Newcastle fans in the Gallagate end. Bennett gives it out to Doherty. Now here's Costa on the right, who's crossing into Ritchie, and it loops behind for a Wolves corner from the right. The Gallagate end sense that Newcastle need their support here. 1-1, and Newcastle are down to 10 men in this match.
What is he going to do? Who's going to go? Who's going to play wing back?
And also the double Wolves substitution's been put on hold for just a moment or two, but it does look as though it's Jimenez and Gibbs White who are going to come on. We'll see what Rafa Benitez is going to do. But Costa with this corner, which is glance-headed across the face of goal by Saiz, and then volleyed away out of play near the halfway line. So this has very much changed things, Chris.
Yeah, they've just stayed at a 4. They've gone to a 4 now instead of a 3, Newcastle. Richie's playing at left back.
And actually with Key playing.
Yeah, Key's playing just in front, so alongside the army. They've gone. Perez has gone to the right hand side now. Atsu to the left, and they've just gone basically 4-4-1, and it's going to be counter-attack now.
Producer Gary Flintoff has passed me a note saying that Rafa Benitez went crazy at the 4th official when Yedlin was shown the red card.
Listen, people say it is and it isn't. Listen, the rules are the rules. You can't blame the referee. He's told, he's instructed what he should do in a situation, and he gets his card out. Listen, that's the way it works.
That's only Newcastle's second red card of the season. Right, we're going to see Jimenez and Gibbs White, and Saiz is the first player to make way, and Raúl Jimenez is on for him. Did score in the win against Chelsea in midweek, Jimenez, and Traore makes way for the 18-year-old Morgan Gibbs White, who was born in Stafford, a promising young English player who was part of that under-17 World Cup winning squad last year. Indeed, he actually scored in that final against Spain, if you remember, and he has taken a position in midfield with Jimenez now as the central striker through the middle. So 1-1, and this is now very interestingly poised. Wolves in the old gold and black, playing from left to right. Costa playing it back to Bennett. There's a little bit of an onus on Wolves now.
Well, Wolves are known for counter-attacking football with their pace and what they've got, and they're very good at it, but they'll not enjoy this now, trying to break Newcastle down.
Well, if we know one thing about Rafa Benitez's sides, that they are extremely well drilled. And here come Wolves, ball played into the near post, it took a deflection. Vinagre took a deflection behind 4, a corner to the visitors, and Helder Costa is quickly across there to take it from the far side. I think the Newcastle fans suggesting that there might have been some doubt over whether that was a corner to Wolves, but I suppose they would say that, wouldn't they? Actually, the corner is going to be taken by the newly arrived Gibbs White. Right-footed it will be. Jota waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box. Jimenez twists and turns away just outside the 6-yard area. Gibbs White with the delivery, stretching header over the top, comfortably over the top from Doherty. It's almost a free header there, and he mistimed it completely over the bar.
Well, I think what happens when people get sent off and substituted, sometimes players who come into the game or change positions forget who they're marking, and that looked that case there. So Newcastle's got to regroup, and they'll get the crowd behind them because they're down to 10 men, and just got to use that counter-attack, keep getting run done and try and get runners off them.
Have you seen much of Morgan Gibbs White yet, Chris?
Just a bit.
This is only his 12th appearance for the Wolves team. Really looking forward to seeing how he shapes up. Here's Rui Patricio clearing the ball, but slicing it. Perez was fouled. It's a free kick to Newcastle, and a chance for a little bit of respite for Newcastle with a free kick halfway inside the Wolves half, and the score 1-1.
Well, they're not in a rush to go forward. Lascelles is going up, Clark's thinking about it, but to me, get them up there. It's a good chance of scoring a goal, this set piece.
Lascelles is just arriving now on the edge of the D, and Rondon of course is already there. Diame as well. Richie, the likely deliverer of this set piece. As I say, halfway inside the Wolves half. Key comes up, he takes it to the back post. Lascelles with a chance there, and all he did was head it straight up in the air, and now he's been able, did well to win a throw in the end off Doherty. That was a chance.
What a chance, great chance. He's obviously thought that Doherty was going to flick it on.
Throw-in taken. Atsu is away from Costa. Atsu drives it across, and it's cleared away for Wolves, but only out to Clark. Controls it, left-footed ball in. Diame almost hit him as much as anything else after the initial challenge from Vinagre, and Wolves scramble it away. 1-1 the score. BBC 5 Live in the Premier League. We've got Everton against Watford for you. The commentary from Goodison Park. 5 Live, the place to hear that tomorrow night. And then Tuesday night, the Commons vote on Brexit on 5 Live, and the Champions League commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra. So really busy night of, as we say on 5 Live, live news and sport. 1-1 here. Lots in this game. Wolves with Bennett at the back. Cody now delivering it across low to Bolly. Here's Vinagre down the left-hand side. Vinagre gives it back to Neves more centrally. Neves curls a low pass, a bouncing ball across to Bennett. Bennett now to the right-hand side. Wolves, you'd expect, are going to see an awful lot of the ball in the remainder of this match. Newcastle down to 10 men after Yedlin was sent off. And Yedlin will obviously be suspended for Newcastle's visit to Huddersfield on Saturday. Cody playing the ball through the middle, and Clark is able to come across and hike it away with his left foot. Now Atsu, a little shove from Helder Costa, and that's a free kick just in front of where Rafa Benitez is looking rather exasperated towards Mike Dean. Pointing this way and that. Oh, it is a yellow card.
Wow. Well, that.
Do you think the manager played a part in that?
Yeah, maybe. It's a silly free kick to give away anyway. He's not going anywhere, Atsu.
But Rafa Benitez was obviously pointing to where Costa has committed his previous little fouls, and Mike Dean has agreed with him. Free kick, Ritchie chips it forward towards the corner of the area. Bennett heads it away, and now Gibbs White to Helder Costa. Helder Costa, lovely little shimmy, and then plays it forward for the Mexican Jimenez to chase after it. Lascelles has played it back at pace to Dubravka, who's been put under pressure by Jimenez.
Free kick.
And Jimenez's challenge.
I think it was on Lascelles. Yeah, he's pushed him in the back slightly, and he's gone down. So
yeah, not so much a Mexican standoff as a Mexican push. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. 25 minutes left to play. Once we wrap things up after the match, we will have 606, and the lines are open on 08085 909 693 to talk to the new combination this season of Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton. And if you haven't heard them yet this season, I would urge you to do so. Here is Perez playing the ball out to the right hand side. Diame on the chase with those long white socks. Diame goes for the first time cross, takes a deflection, loops into the box. Cody wasn't sure, he's cleared it to Perez, who blasts it across the face of goal, and actually probably well wide and high.
Yeah, it wasn't the best effort, was it? But give Newcastle fitness levels really very, very good, still causing Wolves problems. Just any ball up the field to Rondon, even if he doesn't win it, he's a presence where Newcastle can pick the second balls up. And I was expecting a little bit more from Wolves. Yeah, I thought they'd stretched them really wild. They've gone narrow, which suits the four. You've got to make a team with 10 men work. You've got to move the ball quicker. But Wolves are not doing that.
Chris Waddle, former England World Cup player, with us on 5 Live for this commentary match, where it is Newcastle 1, Wolves 1 with less than 25 minutes to play, and Newcastle, who were reduced to 10 men in the 57th minute. So Rafa Benitez's final 2 substitutions will be, he'll have to use them well. Long ball for Wolves. Clark is able to get up and head it out to Ritchie on the left hand side. Ritchie, who is and Atsu plays it past Bennett, and Bennett had his arm outstretched. Atsu ran into his arm. It's a free kick. It's a clear free kick because he blocked him. I think the arm was there before Atsu ran into it, if you get my drift.
It's a foul. Simple as. Listen, it was no intent to take the player out to look. We're getting the benefit of a replay. He just stood his ground. He's pushed the ball past. He stood his ground. But yeah, the whole dugout's out, isn't it? Arms out, as if to say,
well, yes, the very familiar figure of Mikel Antia, who is the tall, very black-haired, bespectacled coach. Rafa Benitez, in his interview with Gary Richardson this morning, was saying one of the keys to management is employing people who are much younger than you. Here's Clark with a high ball from the free kick. Bolly heads it away towards the edge of the area. It bounces off Gibbs White. Diame, 25 yards out, has Old Gold all in front of him, so turns and gives it back to Key now with a pass to the right hand side to Manquillo, and then Manquillo is challenged and the ball runs out of play off Vinagre. No, it doesn't. It ran out of play off Manquillo. Enraged Newcastle supporters on the far side throw in Wolves. 1-1 the score. 5 Live and the World Service live from St James's Park. I flew over St James's Park the other day, Chris, and from the air you get such a perspective of what an imposing stadium this is compared to the size of the city. Ball played over the top down the right for Wolves, but it drifts out of play for a throw into Newcastle. It does absolutely dominate the city. As you're driving towards it, you cannot help to look towards St. James's
everywhere
Park.
you drive around, you can see it. It's there.
Drove over the Tyne Bridge today, which needs a lick of paint at the moment, I thought.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Ritchie with a throw. Doherty heads it down. Diame plays it up toward Atsu. Atsu is shoved over from behind by Bennett, and the Newcastle supporters, a little bit like Rafa Benitez, thinking that Bennett is treading a fine line.
2 in a row,
yeah. Free kick for Newcastle though. 20 minutes to play. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. 08 085 909 693 to book your call on 606 on 5 Live. Here's Key with the delivery to the edge of the area. Lascelles heads it across. Diame challenges for it, beaten in the air by Jimenez, and the referee says that Diame was fouling Jimenez, and it's a free kick to Wolves on the edge of their own penalty area. Question is this a good point now for Wolves? Well, or will they be disappointed if they don't win it?
I know Wolves are better than what they've seen today, and they showed what they could do against Chelsea second half, but you've got to say today they've been outfought in many areas. And
here's Atsu to Rondon. Rondon gets the pass all wrong, and Newcastle were committing players forward, and that could give Wolves a chance here as they break forward, but Jota's ball across was beyond Jimenez through the middle, and Dubravka was able to pick it up.
I think Wolves are definitely lacking in confidence and belief in areas, and they're far better than what we're seeing today, definitely. But they do look a bit leggy. They look as if they are. It is confidence. It's a massive word in football, and it's true. And they're lacking in a lot of players.
Rondon challenged by Bolly. Newcastle supporters wanted a free kick for that. Nothing doing from Mike Dean. Here's Ritchie now taking it down the the left-hand side up against Costa. Atsu tried to give it back to Ritchie, got the pass all wrong, and Costa was able to get there comfortably ahead of Ritchie. Here's young Gibbs White, the teenager. Had to stretch for it, but then sensibly and economically plays it out to Vinagre on the left-hand side. Vinagre got the ball caught up underneath his feet. He was in two minds there. Now it's played across to Wolves number 17, Gibbs White. That's a lovely ball from Gibbs White for the onrushing Doherty, who was challenged well by Clark on the edge of the area, made a good tackle, and now Rondon's been fouled by Cody. Yellow card for Cody. Might be a little unfortunate, Cody there.
Yes.
Picked up a yellow card for perhaps the misdemeanours of others.
I think it's his first foul he's given away, so very unlucky. That's the way the game's going. One sent off, atmosphere's a little bit different. Referee's feeling a little bit pressure there, so but Wolves really, when they've had the ball, John, wasted so many opportunities to, especially on the counter-attack.
Key hits this free kick from the centre circle. That's gone a long way. It's gone too far for Newcastle. It's bounced beyond Manquillo's run and through for a goal kick. So, as I say, Chris, Newcastle's substitutes. There is Kennedy waiting there on the bench. He's recovered from this toe injury that he's had. No John Joe Shelvey on the bench
strange
today.
That one, yeah, strange. He's been on the bench, as you say,
the last three.
Yeah, and not on the bench at all today. Got to put it down to maybe an injury.
Well, Rafa may answer that question later. You'll hear that. We'll bring you interviews as ever on a Sunday afternoon with the Premier League managers during the course of 606. So listen out for Rafa Benitez, and if you're a Wolves fan, Nuno Espirito Santo. Here's Bolly, and now Jota was crowded out by a combination of Diame and indeed Jota, as the challenge came in on him, is adjudged to have fouled Perez. Given a yellow card. The ball had already gone, so I wonder if there was a little follow through there by Jota on Perez as the Newcastle man put in the challenge. So clearly Mike Dean's seen something that he didn't like.
He was a little bit late with his foot. Yeah,
that is that's a string of Wolves bookings. Jota, Costa, Doherty and Cody, 4 of them. Free kick for Newcastle. Perez has taken just a little while. Yeah, he did we're just watching that again. Just did leave his foot in there. Yeah, it was late. The ball had gone. Free kick to Newcastle. Dubravka's going to take it.
Suspended now.
It is. Yeah, absolutely right. Well done. He will not be able to play against Bournemouth at home. Well listened. Moutinho is going to come on. That'll be the third and final Wolves change. But not quite yet. Newcastle with the free kick. Ball played forward, Rondon glances the header on. He's lost a little bit of his zip, Rondon, in the second half.
He runs, I think, he doesn't really have a pace game. I think he just goes for it and then runs out of steam.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Huge shoulders. Key. Oh, that's a good ball from Key over the top through the inside left position for Atsu, who tried to pull it across and he hit it straight into the shins of Cody. Behind, corner Newcastle, their first of the second half.
Well, Key again, no pressure on the ball, and he's a very talented footballer, a good pass of the ball. Atsu just spins in the behind, and it's a great ball. Nobody could go up Atsu though. He was waiting. It was Perez made the effort, but too late.
Moutinho's not coming on now to corner to Newcastle. We've got a very interesting 15 minutes or so, plus added time to come. Key with the corner from the left-hand side. Delivery whipped into the 6-yard box, and the header up and away for Wolves. Back to Key. Touch from him to control it. Goes past the first man, Gibbs White. Ball into the back post. Bolly was there to get up and head it away. Gibbs White wins a header, and now it's been brought forward by Helder Costa, and now Jimenez takes it on up to the left-hand side. This is a lightning break from Wolves. Jimenez with a shot, hits the bar, bounces down. The flag is up, and the offside flag is up against Wolves. Jota was in an offside position, but that rattled the crossbar from Jimenez.
What a strike that was, wasn't it? Rondon first off, it's a bar with a real powerful shot. This is exactly the same. Great counter attack. This is what Wolves are good at. Comes inside onto his right foot, smashed it across the bar, and that did come out a good couple of yards.
Right, Moutinho coming on now, the experienced former Sporting and Monaco midfielder, Porto as well. João Moutinho takes over from Helder Costa. I do like Costa, what I've seen of him so far in the Premier League with Wolves this season, but João Moutinho claps his hands and takes his familiar position in central midfield.
Yeah, they've got a little bit better shape to them now. They play with that front three in the first half, and it was a flat. There was they were all basically straight in the lane. It was very easy for Newcastle to pick them up, but
Newcastle United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1 on BBC 5 Live and the World Service as well. And Kieran Clark volleying the ball up towards Rondon. That bounces off his thigh for Wolves, but it bounces back to Atsu. Step over from Atsu, away from one man, and then Bennett shields it as it runs into the penalty area, and Cody comes across and is able to chip it forward to Jimenez, who's just seen that cracking shot hit the crossbar. Handball by Gibbs White. Free kick to Newcastle on the halfway line. If that had found the net from Jimenez, that would have added to a pretty impressive collection of goals in the Premier League this weekend.
They're arguing about the handball. Look, it was a handball. I don't know what they're arguing about.
Free kick.
Wow.
Key to take this. Up it goes towards the edge of the penalty area. Stretching header away by Vinagre, who did well, and it's passed away. And then Gibbs White gets a touch to Vinagre again.
Offside.
Long and forward. Jimenez is flagged, and it's a free kick to Newcastle, 15 yards inside their own half. So we have played 77 minutes. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1.
It's an important month this for Wolves. You know, they've come up into the league. It's a hard league, the Premier League. You know, they're finding that out now. And I don't know what the fixtures are coming up over the course of Christmas.
They've got Bournemouth, Liverpool to play next. They've got Fulham on Boxing Day. That's a 5 Live commentary, I know, because I'm at that one. Tottenham away as well.
No, there's no easy games, let's be honest.
Free kick for Newcastle. Dubravka is going to come out of his goal and strike this high. Just lost it in the floodlights for a moment that shine down brightly from the top of the east stand. Wolves win it back. Here's Gibbs White, confident, running his foot over the ball, playing it back behind him now. And then Wolves switch the play to the right hand side, where the tall, fair-haired central defender Bennett actually goes back to captain Cody in the centre circle. Newcastle have got all of their men, their 10 men since the sending off of Yedlin, back behind the ball. Vinagre has it on the left hand side and has to go back in field again towards Neves. And Ruben Neves plays it to Bennett, who's now halfway inside the Newcastle half. Here's Doherty on the right hand side, up towards Jimenez, who's left out of the starting lineup in the Premier League for the first time this season. Jimenez again on the right hand side, pulls over the cross to the back post. Vinagre is able to take it down on his thigh, drive it across the Newcastle penalty area. Could have gone anywhere off Lascelles. Newcastle were fortunate in that it bounced away to Key, who was able to clear it. Vinagre has got it again on the far side. That was a chance for Wolves there. There was space for Vinagre on the left side of the box. Here they come again. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area, which is intercepted by Diame, who will play it up towards Rondon, who in rather laboured style chests it down and wins a free kick against Doherty, who's yellow carded.
Hey.
Number 5 for Wolves.
Non-contact sport, football.
Rondon wanted the free kick there as well. Free kick then is hit long and forward by Lascelles. Bennett under no particular pressure. Atsu was behind him, but he was probably 6 or 7 yards away. Bennett has got a touch on it, out of play for a throw-in to Newcastle down the left-hand side.
Do you still get fined if you get 5 yellow cards?
That's a very good question, and one to which I don't know the answer. Throw in to Rondon. Rondon back to Ritchie. Ritchie chips it up towards the back post. Bolly wins the header. It bounces down. The Newcastle man in there has gone down. Perez clutching his face. The ball is played forward for Wolves. Play continues. Jimenez is in the middle. Gibbs White wants it. Gibbs White allows it to run. Doherty with a shot. What a save by Dubravka. And still Perez is down with a head injury, seemingly, in the opposite penalty area.
Well, that's what Wolves showed again. Counter-attack football. They're very good at it. Got a lot of pace. They break on teams ever so well. And that's a good little dummy there by Gibbs White, and it's a great save. Great save.
There would have been serious questions asked if Wolves had scored.
A head injury. I thought you had to stop it if it was a head injury, but
with a Newcastle man down, I mean, Mike Dean's defence could be that he didn't see that Perez was down with a head injury.
Well,
however, what a save by Dubravka.
Yeah, great save.
Who got a good sight of it.
Yeah. I mean, the way he's been playing, you expect him to save things like that, but
looked great from our angle, didn't it? We were right behind the line of the shot. Dubravka leapt to his right and pushed it around the post. Perez is still receiving treatment in the opposite penalty area. Play will begin with a Wolves corner. We've got less than 10 minutes to play, and Perez is on his feet over there and continues to receive treatment. It was an aerial challenge between Perez and Bolly, and the ball actually hit Perez, then hit Bolly on the head.
Elbow.
There's an arm caught Perez in the nose.
Elbow. Yeah, it was an elbow.
And he's been handed a tissue or a handkerchief or a bandage of some sort, so there's obviously blood coming out.
I hope it hasn't got a message on it. It's finished now.
It might be in his mouth, actually. I think it might be some blood on his mouth. So he's having to leave the field. So Newcastle, while he's off the field, they're down to 9 men. And Perez is remonstrating with the 4th official about why play wasn't stopped, and is making his views very clear. And here's the corner for Wolves then, played in from the left-hand side. Jimenez with a glancing header, but well caught by Dubravka as he fell down to his left at the near post.
He had to keep a hold of that, because if he spilled it, there was people queuing up to tap that in. So
he's brought a presence, Jimenez, to the Wolves team.
Yeah. Well, looking back, should you started him and took him off, maybe he could have.
Perez is still off the field. He's still being patched up. Rafa Benitez is anxious to get him back onto the field, because, as I say, Newcastle are playing with 9 men at the moment. Here he comes, back on the field, Perez. 1-1 the score. Perez equalised for Newcastle in the first half after Jota gave Wolves the lead. Here's Atsu. Atsu with a run with some pace down the left-hand side, and then the cross, but there's no one in the middle for Newcastle. Wolves clear it. Back to the black and white of Newcastle. Perez turns, Bolly plays the ball to Manquillo. A deep cross from Manquillo is overhit and wasted and through for a goal kick.
Wasted. Great run by Atsu, wasn't it? And he dug a cross out there. Brilliant cross. Nobody gambled in the box.
5 Live and the World Service. Lines are open for the 606 phone in 08 085 909 693 with Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton. Get in touch at BBC 606 as well to book your call. Text 85058 and Gary Flintoff, our producer, tells us that teams can be fined £25,000 if 6 or more players are cautioned. So one more for a searing £25,000 fine. It's like something out of the dark ages, a £25,000 fine, isn't it? Although personally I wouldn't want to pay it. Here's Vinagre on the left hand side. Vinagre with a deep cross that's beyond everyone and through for a goal kick. In this day and age, that should be £250,000. Or £2,500,000. Right, Newcastle are finally going to make their second change. And it's Hosselu.
So it must be Rondon. It's got to be.
Yeah. I think he has, as they say, shot his bolt.
Yep.
Just over 5 minutes to play. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. Newcastle playing for approximately 35 minutes of this match with 10 men after Yedlin was sent off. And here's Jota heading the ball down to Gibbs White. Gibbs White checks back, gives it across the edge of the penalty area to Jota. Jota pulls it across low, but straight at Lascelles, who's able to control and clear away. Hosselu still waiting to come on. Hosselu, who I think it would be an exaggeration to say that he was a favourite at St James's Park, not scored since August. He has Gibbs White, turns on the edge of the area, shoots, but it's blocked away by Clark. Gibbs White again pulls the ball back, but runs into Rondon, and Rondon runs away with the ball, and Rondon is then challenged by Bennett on the halfway line. Rondon's waiting for reinforcements, and they've arrived. Richie plays it down the line for Atsu, but Cody's able to come across, take the ball down as Atsu challenges him, sliced it out of play, and Rondon, who actually, as the ball comes to him, heads it into the stand, and he is ready to go. He's ready for a sit down, Rondon.
Well, first half he was good, very good first half, I've got to say. Second half he's run out of steam. It's hard the way he plays, he's full of energy, chases lost causes, and he does actually, he's always run out of steam, as you're saying. So, but he's done a job today.
He looked like a heavyweight boxer there, who'd lost on points, and he just raised an arm rather wearily as he sat down. So Hosselu is on, as I say, not scored since August. Has a funny tendency, Hosselu, to score when I come to St James's Park. Diame chips the ball forward, he won't score from that, straight through to Rui Patricio. 4 minutes left to play, plus added time. Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. Vinagre plays it down the line for the Wolves number 9, Jimenez. He plays it back to Neves. Neves wanted to go square to Moutinho, instead goes up towards Gibbs White. Moutinho gets the ball down, spun up initially, but he plays it to his right, to Doherty. Rafa Benitez looking rather keyed up here. Wolves with the man advantage into the final minutes of this game now. 6:06 to follow. 08 085 909 693 to book your call on what has been an eventful weekend in good ways and bad. Doherty plays it back towards Cody on the halfway line. Cody now to the deep lying João Moutinho. Now to Vinagre on the left hand side. It's Nuno who's looking a little bit exasperated now. I think he wants his team to get the ball forward. Vinagre crosses to the far post to stretch, but Doherty couldn't do anything other than head it up in the air. Wolves still in possession though as they attack towards the Gallagate end. Doherty then back to João Moutinho, and he flicks a pass beyond Hosselu to Bolly. Bolly exchanges passes with Neves, then Vinagre on the left hand side. 2.5 minutes plus added time to play. 1-1 the score.
A lot of tired legs, black and white shirts.
And this is a Wolves side. Most of these players were involved in that big effort against Chelsea on Wednesday night as well. And the packed Christmas schedule still to come. Bolly up towards Jota. Now Jimenez tried to find the pass back to Jota inside the penalty area. This one was cut out by Lascelles, who wins a throw-in via a deflection. And we're going to see the return of Kennedy now for Newcastle.
Atsu, will it be?
He missed Wednesday with a toe injury. He's ready now. And you're right, Chris, it's Atsu who will be replaced by Kennedy.
He's done well, Atsu. Put a good shift in.
Yeah.
Showed some nice touches.
And he is appreciated by the home supporters here at St James's Park. Capacity 52,000 and a little bit. Not sure we've actually seen the official attendance today, but it'll be not far short of that as Kennedy makes his return. And he trots into the centre circle. He's another one with his white socks 3/4 of the way up his tattooed legs. Throw-in taken by Manquillo, but Wolves have got it back on the halfway line. Bennett to Doherty, and then Doherty's pass is blocked out of play by Ritchie. He's done well, Ritchie, in a position that's not his favourite.
Played very well today at wing back and left back for the last half hour.
Yeah. Here is Neves now in the centre circle. Neves, Ritchie's done a job for the team. Ball played back by Jota to Bennett. Doherty now. Oh, Doherty took his eye off the ball and it ran under his foot. And it's a throw into Newcastle. That's just what Newcastle want.
No. That is what Newcastle want, because they're chasing at the minute. But the Wolves haven't really hurt them, I've got to say. Newcastle have handled them very well. And
throw-in that Ritchie will take. Would you be confident, Chris, that Rafa Benitez will see Newcastle safe this season?
The only fear for me, John, is goals. I think they're well organised, they're hard to play down, they're hard to play against. But I just don't, that final third, I don't know if they'll score, so it's going to be a long season. I think they're good enough to stay up, don't get us wrong, but it's going to be touch and go.
They've got to improve their home form. This is currently level at 1-1, and Wolves coming forward. Jota trying to snaffle the ball back, but Newcastle and Lascelles have kept it, and it's cleared away up towards Hosselu. The attendance 50,223. Lascelles clears away on the edge of the area. 5 minutes of added time. 1-1 the score. Wolves have won it back from Hosselu. Now he has Gibbs White through the middle, but just couldn't get underneath his feet, and Key was able to get in a touch and take it away for Newcastle. Ritchie, that's asking a lot of Kennedy, and Cody's able to lift a pass, a little volley.
I expect a little bit more Joshua. He's come on. Joshua's come on.
Dubravka comes out of his area, heads it straight to Jimenez, who tried to volley it over the goalkeeper, but really just hit it straight up in the air, and Dubravka was able to recover and catch.
Yeah, he was lucky that for Jimenez it bounced quite high. He couldn't really get good contact on it. But
you were saying about Hosselu?
Yeah, I expect a little bit more energy from him. He's come on. The players are down to 10 men. They've been put a massive shift in. The amount of times he's just jogging around. Look, he's losing the ball constantly.
He has Key, though, who's won it back for Newcastle in the centre circle. The 10 men coming forward. Kennedy now on the left-hand side, sets himself, crosses left-footed, cleared away by João Moutinho near the penalty spot. Comes back for Kennedy, though, might go on a little run here. Kennedy cuts inside of Neves, then plays it back towards Key. Key turns away from Gibbs White, then Ritchie is challenged. Diame puts a challenge in on Moutinho, and the ball bounces down for Doherty, who will have it back for Wolves. Uses Neves, who's now out here on the right-hand side. Neves, and then was closed down by Ritchie, and the ball loops forward towards Hosselu. Hosselu gets a second chance to give it to Perez. Perez now, Newcastle bringing the ball forward. Perez still going to the left corner of the penalty area. Jose Perez into the box now, looking for support, gets it from Ritchie, puts his foot on the ball, crosses into the 6-yard box where it's caught by Rui Patricio.
Forget what's happened, run back, get back now, quick. Look, Kennedy's got to get back quicker as well. Look, he's just come on. Ritchie's out of position.
Wolves pouring forward now. Gibbs White tried to switch it across, but that was intercepted, and it is Kennedy who's got the ball, runs into the centre circle, probably runs into trouble, and then is challenged by Neves. No free kick. Kennedy wanted one. Ball played to the left hand side where Vinagre pulls it down, and then Manquillo puts the challenge in on him and plays it off the Wolves left wing back for a throw in to Newcastle, and we've had almost 3 minutes of the 5 of added time.
Well, Newcastle giving the ball away in silly areas. Kennedy, just get your head up, relax. Listen, it's a great point. I know you won 3, but it's a great point. You've got 10 men, a lot of tired legs.
Manquillo's gone down with cramp on the far side. So Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. 08085 909 693 for 5 live listeners to join in with Alistair, Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton on 606 Tomorrow night, Everton against Watford on 5 Live from the Premier League. And then Tuesday night, the Brexit vote from the Commons on 5 Live. And Liverpool, Napoli and Barcelona, Tottenham on 5 Live Sports Extra. Newcastle getting the ball back underway again, and Perez is taking a long way downfield and tried to stab it into the penalty area, but it was cut out by Bully on the edge of the box. And here's Vinagre now. Vinagre infield towards Moutinho, who passes it forward. And Wolves haven't given up the possibility that they might win this. Jota's taken it a long way into the box, shoots, Dubravka saves, and it's headed in by Doherty. Wolves have won it in the 4th minute of added time. That's an absolute heartbreaker for the 10 men of Newcastle. And in the week that Wolves have beaten Chelsea, now they're going to beat Newcastle at St James's Park. 2-1 to Wolves and barely any time left to play.
Well, you feel for Newcastle. They should have shut them shop about 5-10 minutes ago, but they've gone for it. They've tried to get the winner. They've looked very leggy in the last 15 minutes, and Wolves have capitalised on another counter-attack. It was a great run. I think it was Jota, was it, who burst into the box, and it ends up with Doherty, who's thought, you know what, if you gamble you may get it, and he's gone to the far post. Simple header. Richie couldn't get back in time, and you've got to feel for Newcastle. Wolves haven't played great today. I do feel for Newcastle.
Newcastle are now looking at a 7th home defeat in the Premier League out of 9 matches played this season. Dubravka made a
great save again, really,
a good save from the shot from the left side of the penalty area, but Doherty did well, actually, the right wing back.
Yep, that's what he's there for. He's had a gamble. If you don't gamble, you don't win. So there you go.
Rafa Benitez looks absolutely fed up. He's turning away, chuntering towards his colleagues on the bench. We've already had 5 minutes of added time. There'll be a few added on for the lengthy Wolves celebration. They all jumped on top of one another, an old gold heap down near the corner flag in front of the Gallagher end.
That was insane.
Yeah. What a celebration that was. Wild. By Nuno and his people, because they know what a great week this has been for Wolves. And free kick, Jimenez is fouled. Clark's yellow carded.
Yeah, silly, frustrating.
And after the run that Wolves had when they drew 1 and lost 5 of 6 matches, suddenly things are back on the upward spiral here. They'll be beyond 20 points, 22 points from 16 matches. Well, that's pretty good when you've come up from the Championship.
Yeah, when you've come up, and that's what they're looking at. Listen, stay in the league, that's the main thing. Build. But I've seen them play a lot better, Wolves, put it that way.
I think Rafa Benitez, might point to the fact that Wolves spent all of the money in the summer and Newcastle didn't, and now here they are. Wolves have won at St James's Park, winning against Chelsea on Wednesday, winning in Newcastle on Sunday, and what a win that is. Newcastle playing over half an hour with 10 men, couldn't quite hold out, and Newcastle now have lost at home for the 7th time in the Premier League this season.
Well, I've got to say, Newcastle will be hard done by, and rightly so. They've put a massive shift in today. They were better than Wolves in my eyes, but you take your chances. And the one thing Newcastle have got problems is the final third, is somebody who's going to put the ball in the net. They get in great areas. They just need that striker who's going to finish chances off. Wolves, I've seen them play a lot better, look tired. A lot of players lost confidence, but they've grinded a result out of it. As you say, John, they've had a great week. They'll beat Chelsea, come to St James's Park at 6 points.
You think Newcastle, Rafa Benitez will dispute that red card?
Yeah, well, every manager does, don't they? The other manager will say it was a red, and the other one will say it's not. So I'm not going to read into that, but he will say it wasn't a red card.
So there we are, final score here at St James's Park. Wolverhampton Wanderers supporters cheering up in the rafters because it's ended Newcastle United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2.